Hi, hello. Before I start the video, I just the disclosures here. The Pokemon Company paid for my flight. They paid for my hotel. I was able to play Pokemon Sleep early. It was, I believe, the full version of the game because they told me the difference between the full version of the game and the demo that is out right now is the demo doesn't have the store. You can't give the demo real money. And my version of the game, you could give it real money. I don't know why I would do that because I was only playing it for a single day. So I'm going to answer as many questions as possible from what I played, chop this up and turn this into a YouTube video. Game producer, I don't know, the person in charge of the game. I don't know if he was producer or director. I can't remember. He had a translator though. He like zoomed into our meeting and he answered our questions. And I don't know if any of you will ask the question I asked, but I will tell you what I asked if we don't get there, and then I will give you his answer. Okay. We'll start here with Raichu's question. Did you keep the phone under your pillow? No, the app actually specifically says do not put it under your pillow. You're supposed to put it next to your pillow, but when you actually when you actually go to sleep, you keep the screen of the phone on, and then you put the phone face down on the bed, and then you're supposed to plug it in because technically your phone is on all night. So yeah, the app specifically says do not put under your pillow. I guess I could elaborate more on that question, but I'm sure we'll get that question again. Yarny says, did you catch any Pokemon after first night's sleep? Yes, so I slept 7 hours. That's why the stream title probably says I played Pokemon Sleep for 7 hours. Did I catch any Pokemon? Yes, I caught 5. I caught a Bulbasaur, a Caterpie, 2 Mankeys, and a Gulpin. Although you don't get to keep all of those Pokemon, you can only keep certain Pokemon to help like build your team. And so like I kept the Bulbasaur, Mankeys, and the Gulpin. They disappeared after the good morning session. I'm assuming you'll be able to track even more Pokemon than just 5, but how badly are my cats going to mess up my speedrun of Pokemon Sleep? So how the game tracks your sleep is by the accelerometer in your phone. And so it senses your movement, obviously. That's why it's supposed to be on the bed. So if your dog or your cat walk on your phone or sit on your head, they're obviously going to activate the accelerometer. They said that like it's not that big of a deal if that happens because your sleep score isn't necessarily, I guess it's what you're concerned about. Like your cat or your dog or your significant other, whoever you're sharing the bed with, I don't know. I'm not here to judge. They said it's more important for you to be consistent than to have weird movement in the night. So like you're gonna get rewarded just for going to bed at the same time every night and for like using the app every single day. If your cat steps on your phone or brings you ice cream in the middle of the night like mine does, it's not gonna like ruin your Pokemon Pokédex or whatever. You should be fine. We as listeners promised to know if you went up to pee. No, I did not pee in the middle of the night, surprisingly. I think I was so tired the night before because I only got 3 hours of sleep prior to my trip to New York because I had so much to do. So I was so tired, I slept through the night. My sleep score was... I had a bad sleep score. Oh, I lied. My sleep score was 63, and I lied to you guys. I'm sorry. I only slept 6 hours. But you get a little bar graph. And I actually left the TV on in the hotel, and you could see like the noise of the TV on the graph. Kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. If you've used another sleep app, especially one that you're supposed to put like near your pillow, it's very similar to that. So if you've used any sleep app, it's not like the sleeping part of the app is like not different at all. It's like what you do when you wake up that makes it different than other sleep apps. The game part, I suppose. Do you think the incentive to use the app is there, or would you just use another sleep app? For me, this is actually a really good question. For me, I've used 6 different sleep apps, and none of them kept my attention, nor did I care about the data. This is just me personally. Nor do I care about the data that it was giving me. I have slept with like Fitbits or Apple Watch or like third-party stuff. I've done the like put the phone near your pillow and sleep that way. I've done all of that. I've only stuck with that kind of stuff for maybe like a week or two before I stop using it. Because usually like I feel like the alarms are bad, or like the information doesn't give me anything. If I wake up and it's like, you slept badly, like I don't need an app to tell me that. I know that I slept poorly. I think what makes this appealing to me is the actual game part of it. If you guys don't know, this is made by the same company that makes Pokemon, or that made Magikarp Jump. And I would say that the game part of it very much feels like Magikarp Jump. So like if you liked Magikarp Jump, Magikarp Jump wasn't a game you could sit down and just play for like 4 hours in a row. You just couldn't. There's like, you would play it for like 3 minutes, and then like 2 hours later, you would play it for another 3 minutes, and then 2 hours later, you'd play it for maybe 5 minutes. It's very much one of those games. If you loved Magikarp Jump, but you hate sleep apps, I think you would still like this. If you didn't like Magikarp Jump and you didn't like sleep apps, I don't know if you would like this at all. And if you didn't like Magikarp Jump and you like sleep apps, maybe you would like this a little bit more. But I couldn't stop thinking about Magikarp Jump when I did the actual game part of the game. I think I like, after playing it, I think I would buy the 6-month trial. No, that's being generous. And maybe I would buy the 1-month trial, and then maybe the 6-month trial. The 6-month trial is kind of expensive, so yeah, maybe I would just do the 1 month. Is Sleep for Pogo? Sleep has some interactions with Pokemon Go, which I think have already been talked about, but it's just like bonuses. Do you have to have your phone on even if you have the Pokemon Go Plus? No. So if you don't have the Go Plus Plus, then you have to use your phone. And then if you have the Go Plus Plus, you can just put your phone on the charger like normal. Interesting fact, though, that I don't think any of you will ask, so I will give you the thing right now. I haven't seen anyone else talk about this because I haven't seen anyone talk about the subscription stuff. If you are a subscriber, if you buy the premium thing that I just mentioned earlier, and you forget to record your sleep, the premium people can go back and say like, oh, I totally forgot like to use the app last night. I slept from like 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. And you can document that. If you're a free person and you forget to do your sleep, you're out of luck. You missed your day. Snorlax is upset. No Pokemon visiting you. But so the paid people they have a 24-hour grace period to like insert a sleep session that they must have missed. And then this is already talked about, but like if you have the Go Plus Plus, you can have 6 Pokemon in your party instead of 5 Pokemon in your party, because the 6 Pokemon will be the Pikachu. Do you know the cost of premium? Yeah, here, I'll just answer that question real quick. Well, the cost of premium it's $10 a month or $50 for 6 months. So if you're going to subscribe for a whole year, it's $100 a year. If you do the 6-month and 6-month together, and if you are doing month to month, it's $10 a month. Now, I'm not defending it, but other sleep apps do cost money. Like a lot of sleep apps are usually like $7 a month. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying that there are other sleep apps that do cost money. They usually give you some stuff. The app told me I would get a 2-week free trial. I'm going to assume that everyone like a 2-week free trial. That's what it seemed like. You can see if you like it, but yeah, it was $10 a month or $50 for 6 months. Was there stuff to do outside the stuff based on how you slept? Is there a reason to be in the app? Yeah. Okay. This is a good question. The app has what's called like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I probably got those names wrong. But when you wake up in the morning, there are Pokemon that visit Snorlax when you're sleeping. And then they like collect berries and they collect other items. When you wake up, you have to make Snorlax breakfast. That's kind of like what you're doing. You're like seeing which Pokemon came, and then you're making breakfast for Snorlax ultimately. And you have to do that before noon, which I don't know how that's going to work for like people who work third shifts people who work third shift, because it made it seem like if you don't make Snorlax breakfast before noon, you miss that like segment of the game. And then the next time is like from 12 to 6. And then the next time is from like 6 to midnight or something like that. But after I made Snorlax breakfast, there wasn't a lot to do. I want to say that it's very similar to Magikarp Jump, where you log in, you tap your Pokemon, you like pick up berries, you make Snorlax breakfast, and then you come back a couple hours later. And that's kind of it. There was a tent, and near the tent, you could leave up to 2 incense, like in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, or like Pokemon Go, like those incense. And they said that they would attract more Pokemon. I had a free one, but I only slept one night, so I don't know how good the incense would be. I'm assuming that incense stuff is paid. I soloed Sleep with an Annihilate. Sorry, no questions. Just wanted to let you know. That's fair. Did they talk about having more than one person in the bed? Yes. They pretty much. I kind of answered this before. I'll answer this again. They did say like another person could affect your sleep session because how like the entire game is based off the accelerometer in your phone. Again, they wanted to stress that what is more important isn't your individual sleep sessions. It is just you being consistent. Consistency is using the app every day and going to bed at the same time. And everyone was shocked at this. I don't know if you guys are going to be shocked at this. They said that 8.5 hours of sleep is what you should aim for, which I always was told like 8 hours of sleep or 7 hours of sleep, but they said 8.5 is what they, in this economy, they said 8.5 hours is like what you should be aiming for. Maybe for unemployed people. Who sleeps for 8.5 hours? I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know what the weights are. They did, again, I want to stress that they did say that consistency was like one of the more important things. They could be averaging towards younger people. Kids and teens need more. How was the whole keep your phone unlocked? I think it was fine. I mean, they gave me like a Samsung Galaxy 22 or something. I don't know. So I had like, I don't know. I had that like next to me. It seemed fine. Normally keep my phone on my bed. Like I have like a little phone charging stand on my dresser. So I think for me, if I was to commit to this game, I would get the Go Plus Plus. I don't know. I guess I just don't want my phone on my bed the entire night. I would rather have it on my nightstand and have something else tracking. But that's just me. I get that that's an extra $50 for some people, but one is free and one is not, technically. I think I answered this. Yes, it will pick up your partner snoring. It will pick up the TV. It did pick up me tossing and turning. This comes. I guess this also is like your mattress. Like if you have a really old mattress and you can feel your partner shift, your phone is going to pick that up. They said though, like you can't set the phone on like your dresser, or like if you're sleeping on the floor, it wouldn't work on the floor because it's a hard surface. And if the phone doesn't move at all, it's not going to. How does it work when you go to the bathroom? Just all accelerometer. I wish there was like a fancy, more complicated answer, but all accelerometer. I don't actually know what happens if you like leave the app, because I had 2 phones, right? I had their phone and then I had my phone. So at one point I picked up my phone to just like check to see if anyone texted me, and then I put my phone back down. But yeah, their phone, the screen was on the entire time because that's what they told me to do. Plus device on the counter since I share a bed with somebody. No, it wouldn't work on the counter. You have to put it on your mattress. You leave your phone on the counter and then put the plus on the mattress, and that would be fine. Did you compare the tracking with your watch? No, I don't wear a watch to bed. So I don't like wearing jewelry or anything to bed. So I did not. It seemed pretty accurate though. It's really hard to judge the game after like one night of sleep because I was so exhausted that I went to sleep pretty easily. I'm also the type of person that like watches like 20 minutes of TikTok before I go to bed. My experience with sleep apps in the past is usually once you activate the sleep app, you're not supposed to leave the app to go to other apps. That's just been my experience. Only 20 minutes? It depends on how hard of a day it was. Pokemon Sleep seemed very much like very similar to other sleep apps. Like once you hit like I'm going to bed, makes it seem like, oh, you're done with other apps for the night. Do we know what the options for microtransactions are? Yes. They call it a premium pass. So if you so a 1 month premium pass is $9.99, and then a 6 month premium pass is $49.99. And then there's a currency in the game called diamonds, and you can use real money to buy diamonds. The other thing, there are items you can buy, just like in Pokemon Go. I have pictures of all the items, but there's a lot of items you could technically buy. The other thing you can do is you can upgrade your storage. So you can expand your Pokemon box to add 20 more slots. That's 120 diamonds. So it looks like it's about $1 to do that. You can expand your item pocket for 120, and then you can expand your ingredients pocket for 120. I don't know how fast you would fill that stuff up, or what the like correlation is to like throwing away stuff, or like I have too much stuff, or if you buy the battle pass. I don't know if you like buy the premium, then it will make you feel like you have to buy the upgrades as well, because one of the things about the premium battle pass is you're supposed to get more items in the morning. No, the app is free. The app is, to be clear, the actual app is free. You don't have to buy the battle pass. One of the things of the battle pass, I keep saying battle pass now. One of the things of the subscription pass is that you get more items. You get like a record of your sleep. So I think if you're free, you can only see the last 30 days of your sleep. If you're premium, you can see, I think, your whole sleep history. And then another thing is that the premium people can, if you miss a night, if your phone died or you just forgot to hit start sleeping, if you're paid, you can go back 24 hours and then insert that you had a sleep session. So there's more features than just like items. But what kind of things can you buy in the store? I don't know how updated the store was, but they had, the link cable from Legends Arceus. That was one of the items you could buy, which I would assume is so you could evolve like a Haunter into a Gengar, a Haunter into a Gengar. There was incenses you can buy. There was the storage upgrade stuff. There was evolution items. You do get diamonds just by completing the Dex. So there's a Sleep Dex. And one of the rewards for completing it was 100 diamonds. So I do know you can get the currency for free. I don't know if the items are worth it or not, right? Like there are probably a lot of you have never gave Magikarp Jump any money and had a good time with it. I gave Magikarp Jump $5 and I had a good time with it. Oh, speaking of Magikarp Jump, does it feel pay to win? I don't know what you're really winning. I'm gonna use this. It feels very Magikarp Jump, where the only thing you're paying for is to get the game done faster. That's it. Like the goal of the game, as what they told me, is to complete the Sleep Dex. And I think they said that the Sleep Dex will have 150 Pokemon to start off with, but from various generations. It's not all Kanto. I already told you guys I got a Gulpin right away. And they already are planning to add more Pokemon to it. But I believe when the game launches, it should be 150. I don't know how hard or easy some of those Pokemon will be to get, but like the only thing you're like winning is like completing your Sleep Dex before somebody else, I guess. You have to sleep to play the game. Yes. Did they say how they were going to integrate with Sleep Date with Pokemon Go? They just said that like you would get like bonus items like Stardust and stuff. You get a specific quest line in Pokemon Go as well. It doesn't seem like it's like a dramatic integration. Did your phone feel like it was hotter when you woke up since it was on all night? No. This was actually a question that we asked the like game developer, like the person in, I can't remember if he was president or CEO or head honcho. So I can't remember. Somebody in our group asked like, are you concerned about the phone being on all night? And he pretty much said like, no, because phones have to like pass safety regulations. And so they're already tested and regulated to be on like 24/7, and they have to be in compliance with that. So the phone, to answer your question directly, no, the phone did not feel hot when I picked it up. Did they let you use the Go Plus Plus? No, they had one there, and it looked way better in person than it did in the pictures. It's like big but like thin at the same time. It looks really cool. They had one there, but we could not hook it up to the device. Is it necessarily to leave the phone connected to power? I don't want to leave my phone charging all night. Well, how bad? This is because I worked at Apple. There's nothing wrong with leaving your phone charged all night. Like, software and battery technology is so good that it's totally fine to leave your phone charging all night. It's like completely safe, and like where the technology is there where your battery is not going to wear out. I was curious to like not plug my phone in because I was actually curious of how much battery life it would eat while I was sleeping. But I was like, oh, I only have one. If I had like 2 nights with the game, I would have probably done that. But I only had 1 night, so I didn't want to wake up and then my phone be dead. So I plugged it in. And it was, the app tells you to plug it in too. I'm assuming if the phone dies when it's recording your sleep, you're probably going to lose that sleep data for the night. Do you have to do different sleep styles to catch them all? No, I think I don't know how that works, and I'm sure somebody will figure it out, but I got 2 Mankeys. So I woke up and I got 2 Mankeys, a Caterpie, a Bulbasaur, and a Gulpin. And both Mankeys had different sleep styles. I had an angry sleep Mankey, and then I had an upright sleep Mankey. I don't know what that means. Like, I think it's I think it's just like randomized. But that part felt very Pokemon Snap because every Pokemon seemed to have like 4 pictures. So it was like when I got the angry sleep and the upright sleep, they like took pictures of the Mankey sleeping, and then it goes into the sleep Dex. So I think it's just like Pokemon Snap in that aspect of like, realistically, you need 1 picture, but if you're hardcore, you can get 4 pictures, I guess. It didn't seem like the sleep styles actually correlated to your sleep itself. Somebody got a Larvitar as one of their sleep Pokemon. And then somebody else got like a Bellsprout. Larvitar. Yeah, it just seemed very randomized, but I'm not sure. Will naps count? Yes, you can only sleep twice a day. And your nap has to be a minimum of 90 minutes. You can't like take 2 you can't take 2 naps and then like go to bed. You can take 1 nap and then go to bed. I think that's probably so people don't like cheat or not. Yeah, like what if you stress wake up? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, you can do a nap. If you nap for 90 minutes, then for 7 hours, do you get the 8.5 they want? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The phone was not hot at all. The app does dim the screen. So like once you put the phone face down, I think the sensors in the phone dim the screen or whatever. How were your audio recordings? Mine were recorded cars and motorcycle passing by. I didn't listen to my audio recordings because I knew they were. It recorded a lot because I had the TV on. This is what I will say though: the audio recordings are kept for 24 hours, and then they are deleted. And your audio recordings are not shared with anyone. I know that was a concern that somebody asked of like, what are you doing with our audio recording? They literally said it was just a fun thing for you to look at in the morning. They're not using the audio recordings for anything. From what I understood, they're literally the audio recordings are just something you can look at the night for you and you only, and then they get deleted. They're not like sent. They're not like sent or saved anywhere in the system. Well, they're saved for 24 hours so you can listen to them. But they're not like the Pokemon Sleep team isn't using them for anything. Does the Go Plus Plus record as well? No, there's no microphone in the Go Plus Plus. It could also be good for you to go to a doctor about your breathing if you snore a lot. Yeah, that's true. Did they express any connectivity function for any sleep devices later on? For instance, I sleep I track my sleep with all the same on my Galaxy Watch. Is there any of using the data instead of keeping the phone on? This was asked if it would link to Fitbit or Apple Watch, or in your case, the Galaxy Watch. Their answer was kind of generic. They said they are interested in working with other apps, but at the time, they're just focused on getting the game out right now. So they didn't seem opposed to it. But there were a couple people that like asked about like, does this link with my Apple Watch and everything? And they were like, we're interested in that right now, but like we're interested in that eventually, but we want to just make sure everything's working and get the game out. And they were like, we have more content planned for after release too. Will Sleep connect to Go on release, or is that coming later? From my understanding, it should work as when the app comes out. It should all work together. I don't think anything is like coming soon. Somebody did ask if it would connect to Pokemon Home, and it was the same answer for the Apple Watch. They were like, that's something that was talked about, but we're just focused on getting the game out right now. I think the Apple Watch thing is probably more realistic than the Pokemon Home thing. I would be shocked if Pokemon Home was like a thing that would actually happen. How does your sleep style affect the gameplay? I have no clue. I kind of answered this earlier. The sleep style stuff seems really random. Doesn't seem like there's any correlation to any of that. Like I slept 6 hours and I got a Gulpin, and somebody else like slept 6 hours and they got a Larvitar. I don't know if either of us slept dramatically differently. So I think the sleep style stuff is more of like a fun thing than it is like a correlation to what you actually did kind of thing. Does hitting the snooze button hurt? No. Okay. There was only one alarm we could choose from, and it's bad. It's like a really bad alarm. It's not great. The other thing is you can set snooze for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So there was different snooze settings you could pick, but like the alarm is like not fun to wake up to. There was a setting, I don't know if this is in the demo, so you guys can feel free to answer me. There was a setting where it was like, I can't remember what it was called. It was called like Smart Wake Up. I think what it's doing is it's sensing your accelerometer. So if it knows you're like getting a little bit, if it knows that you are about to wake up, it's going to wake you up a little bit earlier. That like, here's the example would be like your alarm is set for 7:30, but you start moving around at like 7:10. It's not going to wait till 7:30 to wake you up. From my understanding, it's going to try to wake you up a little bit quicker because it knows that you're out of your like you're moving. It knows you're moving around. So it does have a smart wake up. I turned that on. I don't think it woke me up earlier. I already sleep weirdly. I was like so scared I was gonna like oversleep and miss like the appointment in the morning. So I set my alarm on my like normal phone. But yeah, there's like the smart wake up. The default wake up alarm is bad. Do you have to use the app at night, or can you sync it with other sleep data apps? I don't use my phone anymore, but so right now, no. You currently have to use the app, and if you don't want to use the app, then you have to use the Pokeball Plus. Is probably in your situation. It sounds like that's what you want to do. Because I don't want to put my phone on my bed either. So. I sleep with a CPAP machine. Do you think it would affect the results of the app or score? No, I don't. Somebody actually asked me that last night. I asked the translator who was there because she said she's been playing it for like over a month or something. She works on the team. But no, it doesn't seem like it would affect it at all. So you're good. Again, I'm going to stress this again. They care more about you going to bed at a consistent time, and they care more about you just doing it every single day. So they said that there's your daily check that obviously you wake up every morning, you check the app. There's a weekly check, and they said the weekly check is more important than like the daily checks. So that's where you get like the big / good rewards, is that you use the app every day, where you're consistent with the app every day, and then like when it gets the weekly thing, that's like That's like the big cash in for like the good stuff or like the good Pokemon or whatever. That's what they made it seem like. They made it seem like your weekly thing is going to be like where all the good stuff happens. Sorry if this was asked already, but how does this app look like it would be for people who travel a lot? Are you talking about just like different time zones? The app does the app will ask you what your preferred bedtime is. So you should be fine. Like if your preferred bedtime is like 2 a.m. and then you're going from Seattle to or New York to Seattle, you obviously have more time. But also the game wants you to sleep 8.5 hours, so maybe going to bed is early. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know how much the game cares about you going to bed early versus you going to bed late. I'm not super sure on that. But it was also easy to change like your preferred time zone too. Or not your time zone, your preferred bedtime. Does your phone have to be on? Yes. You're not supposed to hit the like lock screen button from my understanding. At least on the Samsung phone, they said don't do. The app told me not to do it. The app was like, don't turn off your screen, plug your phone in. And then the Pokemon Sleep team was like, your screen will dim naturally once you put the phone face down on the mattress. But yeah, your phone has to be on. Do you have to play the game when you wake up? This is a good question. It's weird because I don't know how mealtimes. I don't know exactly how the mealtime stuff works. Like if the mealtime is truly you only have breakfast between 8 and 12, and like let's just say for me I go to bed at 5 a.m. and I wake up at 1 p.m. Let's just pretend that that's a reality. It's actually pretty similar. But if I go to bed at 5 and I wake up at 1, that's 8 hours of sleep, right? Does that mean I always miss Snorlax mealtime or breakfast time, and then I can only do lunch and dinner? Like I'm not 100% sure. But if you were to wake up at like 8 o'clock, you have until noon to like make Snorlax breakfast. So you don't have to play it right when you get up. But ideally, the app is set up in a way where when you turn off the alarm, then it starts giving you all your data of like, okay, this is how long you slept. This was your little graph. Here were your noises. And then here are the Pokemon that came to visit you. This is a good question. Will it be on iPad or is it only for phone users? I don't think there's an iPad app at all. I guess you could put the iPhone app on your iPad. And the iPad does have an accelerometer in it. So I suppose that would work. But the iPad is really big compared to your phone. But I don't think there's an iPad app. I'm pretty confident on that one. Yeah, I have the list. Here we go. You can view unlimited sleep data statistics. If you're free, you can only view 30 days. You get a daily bonus biscuit upgrade to a premium bonus biscuit. You will receive a bonus 100 sleep points each day that you track sleep. Okay, so that's interesting because I scored a 63 out of 100. So I earned 63 points. This is saying that you're getting your daily sleep points of like 63, plus you're getting another 100 every day. You literally have a chance to get double the amount of points than somebody who is on free. What those points do fully, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the economy looks like in the game, but you're getting 100 points a day. You gain access to the premium exchange for exchanging your sleep points. Those trade your points in. You get a monthly gift of a good camp ticket and 1,000 sleep points. So every month you get a gift of whatever a good camp ticket is. I don't know what that is. Additional, they said their words, not mine. Lavish rewards every 3 months. I don't know what that means, but apparently if you're subscribed for 3 months, you get lavish rewards. You will unlock a diary where you can write notes on your sleep. So free people can't do notes. Premium is $10 a month or $50 for 6 months. If you work at night and have to sleep during the day, or you want to take a nap during the day, does the game work and track it? Yes. Yeah, it's not one of those sleep apps where like they want you to like work a 9 to 5 have 2 kids, have a dog, mow your front lawn. Like you can sleep whenever. Would a headboard work? No, it has to be on the mattress. Cannot be on a flat surface at all. It cannot be on like a dresser or your side table or it has to be on the mattress because it uses the accelerometer. Did the app seem to aim at a demographic, kids or adults? I'm not a parent. Like, are there like 11-year-olds out there that are concerned with their sleep? It didn't seem like it was, I will say it didn't seem like it was targeted towards kids, but also like, it didn't seem like a kid's game and it didn't seem like an adult game, right? Like it just seemed like a game that would be for everyone. Like I wouldn't look at Magikarp Jump and I wouldn't be like, oh, Magikarp Jump is targeted towards kids. Like I think Magikarp Jump was just targeted towards people that liked Pokemon and liked cookie clicker games. I don't even know if I would say it was targeted towards Go players. I think it's just targeted towards people who like to collect things in video games is probably the best way I could describe it. Like the whole point of the game is to like complete 400 dex entries. So do we know how many Pokemon are included? They said 150 at launch, although it's not Kanto. It's like every generation. But they said, I think the whole thing will be 400. They'll be releasing Pokemon in waves. Is there a new professor? There is. He kind of looks like Professor Birch. I can't remember what his name is, though. There is a new professor, though. I'm sure on Cerebi it says what his name is. Are there any alarm settings? If so, what are the options? So it has it only had one alarm setting. Although the Pokeball Plus, you could have Pikachu wake you up with going like Pika Pika instead of like burm, 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 burm. There was different snooze settings. So yeah, there. I don't know what else are you looking for in an alarm besides like different noises. But this customize your snooze, customize your smart wake up. You couldn't. You couldn't set multiple alarms. You can only set one. So I hate to admit this, but I am the iPhone girly that like my alarm is like 12 o'clock, 12:05, 12:10, 12:20, 12:30, 12. So like I am that person. I think some of you are also that people. You need an alarm for your alarm. Correct. Yes. You need to have a backup alarm. So if you accidentally don't hit snooze and you hit cancel, you have a backup alarm for that. Does it pair with the Apple Watch? No. They said that they are considering it, but not right now. Has to be your phone. It has to be the Pokeball Plus. Some apps won't let you listen to music or podcasts when you have them open. Will this app let me listen to a podcast? I don't know. That's a super good question. The phone they gave us had nothing on it besides like Pokemon Sleep. I wish I would have been able to test that, but I'm unsure of it if it lets you do that or not. Does the game affect Go? My understanding is you get the Go benefits from the Go Plus. You get the only thing I think you're actually getting besides like some bonus Stardust and stuff is you're getting like a mission. You're getting like a quest line, like catch 10 Pokemon, spin 10 stops. You're getting like a 4-step quest line. You're getting like the same, you remember how like if you bought something Pokemon Go from Pokemon Center, they sent you like a TCG card and there was like a code for like a quest line for that too. You're just getting like one of those. I don't know if there would be more stuff in the future, but it doesn't sound like there's crazy integration between the two. Like some benefits. Do you have to use the sleep alarm or can you use your normal phone's alarm? There's no way not to have an alarm from my understanding, which now that you've said that, I'm trying to think of like, I love to nap. That's why I think I would be very good at Pokemon Sleep. But sometimes I want to nap without an alarm. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're like, you know what? I banged everything out today and I got some stuff I need to do tonight, but if I sleep an hour, that's cool. If I sleep 2 hours, that's cool. But when I wake up, I wake up. Or sometimes you're like, you know what? Today was terrible. I'm just going to go take a nap. And when I wake up, I wake up. Those are the best kind of naps. I'm almost positive you always need an alarm. I don't know if you can start sleeping. That's a high-risk game. I don't know if you can just start sleeping without an alarm. I'm almost positive you do. I didn't see an option that was like, when I wake up, I'll wake up when I wake up kind of thing. This is me personally. I don't trust one alarm. Like, I don't trust myself into accidentally canceling the alarm and then not. This is why I'm the person that says like 12 o'clock, 12:10, 12:20, 12:30. The amount of times I've accidentally went to hit snooze, but then I hit like cancel. And then I don't want to miss an event. I don't want to miss like a meeting, or I need to be up at a certain time. So that's why I set so many alarms. But as far as I know, in the game I played, yeah, this will be up on YouTube. There was only one alarm that you could hit. Does it silent your notifications when you're in sleep mode? I don't know, because I was not using my main phone. I was using a phone that had nothing on it. I don't even think I had a SIM card, so I wasn't getting any notifications. Okay, so some of you guys have asked about shiny hunting. That was not one of the questions that you guys made pop up. One of the people at the event asked how shiny hunting works. I will be very clear with you guys. I know some of you guys probably know this. Some of you guys don't know this. Let me be very clear. The Pokemon Company, whether that is the Pokemon Company, Game Freak, Niantic, DNA, who makes Pokemon Masters, they all have to listen to the Pokemon Company. Big Papa Pikachu in Japan. And the thing that Big Papa Pikachu doesn't like to talk about is shiny hunting. They hate it. Maybe Niantic wants to tell you that Community Day is 1 in 25, but the Pokemon Company they hate talking about it. And so that question was brought up, and the big head honcho guy was like, first of all, we haven't talked about shiny hunting. Secondly, we're not going to confirm or deny if it's in the game. Thirdly, if it is in the game, we want our fans to discover it naturally. And that's like the standard Pokemon answer. They don't like, the Pokemon Company does not like you to think about Pokemon as numbers. 1,000,000%. They hate it. They do not want you to treat Pokemon like ones and zeros. They don't like associating any of that kind of stuff with their Pokemon. Even to the point, if you watch a competitive tournament, they don't even let the commentators talk about EVs and IVs. Go and watch Worlds this year, and they will never mention the word EVs and IVs. Never. The commentators are told to say, this Pokemon is trained in a specific way. Or like, this Pokemon must be really trained in speed. They will never mention those numbers ever. But he did seem like disappointed at the question. Like, oh, you guys like know they're shiny. Like it almost seemed like the surprise was ruined. Like the game's not even out yet, and like people know that there's going to be shinies in it, and it just felt like, oh, that sucks. Like we wanted this to be a surprise, but now everyone knows, and the game's not even out. No one asked this question except no one asked this question here in chat. No one asked this question while I was there. I asked the question though. What are you doing with our sleep data? Because my thought process is, well, one, that's pretty important because sleep data is pretty personal compared to, because it's related to your health. But secondly, the second that somebody's very upset with this game, they're going to be like, yeah, and it tracks your sleep data. You already see it right now with like threads where like people like are looking at threads and they're like, look at all this data that it's accessing. And it's like, yeah, it's the same data that Instagram's accessing. Like you've had Instagram installed on your phone for 10 years. Like it's not unique to threads. Like threads' terms of service is exactly the same as Instagram's terms of service. They're literally 1-to-1. They have the same TOS. Anyways, I asked what they're doing with our sleep data and if people should be concerned about giving their sleep data to the Pokemon Company and what Pokemon Company is going to do with it. kind of the same thing as Pokemon Go. Your location in Pokemon Go, your location data is anonymous. Like they know how many people spun the fountain at Mall of America, right? They know like, 5,000 people spin this a day. So they said, yeah, that your data's not getting sold. It's not getting shared with anyone. Your sleep data will be anonymous. They did mention that like certain countries have certain privacy policies. That's why it may be different per country, but it is the current privacy policy in that exists right now. When Pokemon Sleep comes out, that privacy policy should have no surprise. It will have no surprises. It already exists for their other games. If you're cool with the Pokemon Company having your sleep data, then use the app. If you're not cool with it, you can opt out. I don't know what their ultimate plans for that is. I will say that they did put the focus on the game. Yeah. Here, let me reword this. Somebody asked what their expectations are for the health part of the game. And they pretty much said, like, this is a game, and if you develop healthy habits, that's cool, but we don't consider it a health app. So I guess think about it that way, which I guess was probably something I was going to ask too, of like, why are you getting into like the health app business? But they were pretty much like, no, like we wanted to make a really fun game around a habit that everyone does, and if this game makes that habit better for you, then like that's a win for everyone. But like it at the end of the day, it's a game, and not like a health app. So I don't know if that changes anyone's mind. I don't know if that makes anyone feel better or feel differently about Pokemon Sleep. But yeah, I it's more game than Fitbit. Yeah, I mean, they do want you to wake up thinking about Pokemon. True. You don't really catch the Pokemon. You like like the game auto takes pictures. I don't even say you take pictures of them. Like they show up in your camp, and then the game documents them, and that's it. So you're not like catching Pokemon. The game is just documenting your visitors. Can you transfer to another phone? I don't know. That's a good question, 10. Oh, you actually, I think I can answer that. When you first, so after you get your first night of sleep. Like the game has like no settings until after you do like your first night of sleep. At least that's how the game was set up for us. But once the game is set up, it looked like you could link your Google account or your Pokemon Trainer Club account, or I think your Facebook, which I think are very similar connections. I think Masters has those three. It's like Pokemon Trainer Club, Facebook, and like Gmail. And I think Niantic has those as well. But Niantic also, I think, has like an Apple connection as well, or like Apple ID. So it's like Apple ID, Google, Facebook, Trainer Club. So I don't know. I don't know if I can answer if it transfers, but you can link an account after night one. Can I trade? There is a friend system. You can add 50 friends. I did see that. No one asked about that. I wrote that down in my notes. You can add 50 friends. You can share your sleep data with them. So you could be like, so I can see that Metamorpher gets like 6 hours of sleep every single night. I don't know what else you could do with your friends, but you can see their sleep data. You cannot access their sounds. So if it records them snoring, you can't see that at all. You can't share that. Even if I wanted to, I can't send that to anyone. But they would be able to see when I go to bed and when I wake up. So if you don't want your friends to know, like if you're the type of person that like texts your like friend and you're like, hey, I'm going to bed, I'll text you in the morning. And then they're on your friends list. And then they see that you actually didn't go to bed until like 3 hours after you told them you were, then they're just going to know you're lying. So maybe don't do that. Maybe be like very cautious of who you want to add as friends, I guess. Were you able to compare everyone else's respective score? Is there a difference? Everyone had between like 60 and 80. And I think the only difference is like some people slept longer than other people. But everyone had different Pokemon. So the only thing that I maybe saw was in common is everyone got like a Kanto starter at least. So like 3 people got Bulbasaur. I think 1 person got a Squirtle and 1 person got Charmander. And then all the other Pokemon seemed random. I think, no, I did not pick Bulbasaur. It gave me Bulbasaur, yeah. I kind of assumed everyone got Bulbasaur because it was like the first night of sleep. But no, other people got different starters. I don't know like what I'm assuming it's a lot of Gen 1 Pokemon, but there's other gens. But they did say it goes up to the latest. They did say it goes up to Gen 9. All right, well, besides Jatsy's question, I think I answered everything I could. He missed you. I know. I'm gone for like 24 hours and he's separation exactly. I am probably forgetting some stuff, or you guys didn't ask me a question that made me remember. But I took video of everything. So so yeah.